spot with Escape. Here's number 23. This is Ben Fawn. Excuse me. That's right. He taught me how to pronounce it correctly. Ben Fawn in the Soul Symphony with Beast of Desire.
With eyes as black as the night, body soft as the clay, hair flows down like the water, nothing left to say. Meet me where the mountains touch the sky, out beyond what's wrong and what is right. Where the moon pulls at the tide, out beyond what's wrong and what is right. With smoke in my lungs, sweat on my hands, legs burning up like desert sands, breath like the wind, heart like a fire. Give it all up to the beast of desire. With eyes as black as night, body soft as the clay, hair flows down like the water, nothing left to say. Meet me where the mountains touch the sky, out beyond what's wrong and what is right. Meet me where the moon pulls at the tide, out beyond what's wrong and what is right. With smoke in my lungs, sweat on my hands, legs burning up like the desert sands, breath like the wind, heart like a fire. Give it all up to the beast of desire. With smoke in my lungs, sweat on my hands, legs burning up like the desert sands, breath like the wind, heart like a fire. Give it all up to the beast of desire. Smoke in my lungs, sweat on my hands, legs burning up like the desert sands, breath like the wind, heart like a fire. Give it all up to the beast of desire.
Ben Fawn in the Soul Symphony, Beast of Desire at number 23 this week. Something here in the chat caught my eye. I wanted to address real quick before we move along here. And this has come to my attention a couple of times, and I've had to explain this a few times to folks. If some of you may have noticed, because when you're done voting on the poll for the Music Mafia Top 30, once you're done voting, it shows you a count of votes. Now, that count is not for the person you're voting for, but the total count that has come in as a whole in general, each and every vote. Now, at times, there's been cases where you will suddenly see up to like 10,000 at a time just suddenly disappear. There is a reason for that. I have certain security settings put on the poll that what it does is it looks for certain things. And what this is for is so no one is able, and I'm not saying that someone would do it, but it happens. They're set that way so that you're not able to use a bot. There's programs out there that people can use to constantly vote for you. You don't have to manually vote. You load in the program, and it constantly votes for you. All you got to do is walk away. And there's a few things out there like this to boost the votes. The security settings I use, it looks for this type of thing happening. And if it feels or it finds something inconsistent that may lead up to this maybe happening, what it does is it purges those votes. Now, those votes that get purged, because I keep an eye on this, the votes that do get purged, I go back and I analyze those votes that got purged and for what reason and what's going on. If I do, in fact, find that those votes should be counted, I do add them to my tally. All right. I guess there's nothing I can do to convince you of this. You're going to have to take my word for it. But I do honestly try to make this as fair as possible for everyone involved. And I do count each and every vote that should be counted. I will tell you, there has been quite a few cases that they have been purged rightfully so. There's been quite a few times where the votes that have been purged, I did not add to my tally because that security setting did its job and it purged them when it should have. Again, I only do this because I do try to make this as fair as possible. I don't think it's fair that some work so hard with that voting process throughout the week by doing it the right way, and others, just use programs or whatever to just keep boosting those, that count. And in no way, shape, or form am I suggesting that an artist is doing this. I don't believe that at all. But, there's a lot of people that vote, and there's a lot of different people out there. And obviously, it's been shown that it's not beyond someone to use a bot program to tab out votes. And so that's why you see that. When you see that happen, that is the reason why. And I assure you that every single time that happens, I manually analyze those votes that got purged. And if I find out they're legit votes, I do add them to the tally. I have a notebook sitting right here in the studio next to the computer where I manually tally them votes in to add in with the final count on the poll. I hope I cleared that up. And again, you're just going to have to take my word for it. I have no physical way of proving this to you. You're just going to have to take my word for it and just trust that I do try to keep this as fair as possible. Where we're at here, let me get through a couple more of these, and I'll come back and do what I normally do by giving you guys the proper hello and what have you, and a couple other things I need to address. We're at number 22 this week. This is Frankly Speaking with If I Could.
The way you move, girl, I can't help but crack a smile. You play that jukebox like it's going out of style. It's getting late and you just ordered one more beer. I should probably get on home, but I am just not thinking clear. You may think I'm just not worth it, but it couldn't hurt to try. And we better do it soon while we still have got the time. You may think I'm just a bum who's living off his daddy's dime, but I'd give it all away if I could say that you are mine. There's no surprises, see, this happens every time. Your love is like a snake and you are wrapped around my mind. And you've given me your body and you've given me your time. Then you took them both away like you were running from a crime. You may think I'm just not worth it, but it couldn't hurt to try. And we better do it soon while we still have got the time. You may think I'm just a bum who's living off his daddy's dime, but I'd give it all away if I could say that you are mine. And I don't regret a single thing that I said. And it may have been too soon, but something brought me here to you. And I don't expect you to come on crawling back. I wish that I could play it cool, but I'm still waiting here for you. You may think I'm just not worth it, but it couldn't hurt to try. And we better do it soon while we still have got the time. You may think I'm just a bum who's living off his daddy's dime, but I'd give it all away if I could say that you are mine. Yes, I'd give it all away if I could say that you are mine. Yes, I'd give it all away if I could say that you are mine.
Frankly speaking, if I could, at number 22 this week. Real quick before I get to 21, I was just asked, going back to the voting here, can I tell if a vote is coming from a program, a bot, or if it was a real vote? And yes, I can. This is exactly why when votes are flagged and purged out, I go back and look just to make doubly sure it wasn't a mistake, because it happens. Sometimes votes, it might flag an inconsistency that just kind of, tripped it up. This is exactly why I go back and manually check those votes that got purged because, yes, I can tell the difference, and there are ways to do it. And in some cases, I know exactly where the program's coming from, but because of the fact that listen, we try to stay away from the, it is what it is. People do what they do. I try my hardest to stay away from the drama around here. We're not here to cause fights. This top 30 isn't meant to be some type of giant competition. So I just, whatever. It is what it is, and I deal with it. And I think I've chosen the best way possible to deal with it without bringing a bunch of attention to it, causing, drama or any type of riff. I just simply don't count those that shouldn't be there. Those that are purged for a proper reason stay purged, and I leave it at that, and I say nothing about it. Typically, when you see a large number suddenly disappear at one time, that's you, not mine, but that's your biggest clue right off the top that those aren't legit votes. Those were bot votes for one particular, person, I guess. That's usually the case when you see a large amount like 10,000 or so just suddenly go all at once. So yes, I can tell the difference. In most cases, I know exactly where it's coming from. I'll say I can tell the difference 99% of the time. There's that 1% chance I may get fooled and it'll slip by me. Anything's possible. I doubt it, but anything's possible. So we'll say I'm good about 99% of the time. There's that 1% chance something might slip past me. There's also the case, too, and I've only had it happen once, where I could not decipher if it was, legitly purged or not. And the way I handled that time is because I could not 100% see whether they were legit or not. I went ahead and counted them just in case. Again, in my mind, just trying to be fair. I figure if I can't see it with my own eyes, then I'm going to let it go. But like I said, 99% of the time, that's only happened once. 99% of the time, it's very, very easy to see. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? Let's do one more here, and then, where are we at? Number 21, Shay Orton, Don't Rock That Honky Tonk.
Bye.